Today is Sunday, February 3rd. This year, 2025, is going to be the first year that I take part in Finish It February. I'm going to show you right now the projects I'm working on and my progress on them, and then I will show you whenever I make progress. This is going to be a month-long video. At the end, I will share everything that I'm excited to cast on. I have been knitting more than crocheting lately. I don't know if it's just because I feel like winter is a knitting time and summer is a crochet time, but I've been really appreciating knitting again. It could also be because I've crocheted 2 cardigans in the last couple months, and so I'm not so desperate for warm layers. The project that's been on my needles for the longest, I'm making a set of rabbits for me and my husband. I want to make a little shelf, probably in this entrance room, that they can sit on, that we can decorate and put different clothes on them for different seasons or different holidays. So this is the rabbit that represents my husband. This is the rabbit that represents me. I have the head done, and that's what I have of the body done. So I still have to do the limbs, sew this all together, and then make a matching sweater for mine. My sweater is going to be in this brown color. My rabbit is in this gray color. I've got all these yarns from the thrift store. The pattern is by Dots Pebbles. It's her rabbit pattern. I'll link it below. And then the sweater pattern I followed is also by Dots Pebbles, but it's the frog sweater, but I made it for my rabbit. So that's the first project that needs to be done, which I suppose is 2 projects in one, because it's finishing my rabbit and then also making a sweater for my rabbit. The next thing I cast on, I've been working on trying to make my husband a pair of socks. This is the first sock I made him, and it is way too big, like way too big. And my husband's pretty particular about the way that socks fit. He's a little picky about that, and this does not fit the way he likes. He likes it to go just above his ankle and to fit his foot pretty well so that it doesn't slide off. And this is too long for his foot, and it's very stretchy. So this is crocheted. I tried making another one, changing all the measurements to be smaller, but it still appears that it's going to be way too big. So I gave up on crochet socks and I casted on some knit socks. I'm just following a free pattern that I got online. I will link it below. This person made this pattern for their dad, and the way that this is constructed, I think that I can figure out how to alter it better to be something that fits his foot. That crochet pattern was worked side to side, and so I couldn't really figure out how to alter it to better fit his foot in the way that he likes. So I think that this will be better. This is as far as I am on this. I casted it on a couple months ago and then put it aside and didn't work on it again. So I gotta finish this sock and make another one. The next project I casted on at the beginning of January. I got a bunch of yarn from my grandmother for Christmas, and I am using it to make a nice sweater. This is a pattern by Fable Vintage. I believe this is called the Gibson blouse, except I am constructing it a bit differently because I'm not putting lace here and I'm not going to add the ruffle. I just wanted to have a basic sweater. I've been trying it on a lot to make sure that it fits, and I made it fit me very well, and I lengthened it more than she told you to, and you can see the shaping I did at the side. I took it in quite a bit at my waist and then started bringing it out again once it got to my hips. I want this to hit just over the waistband of my high-waisted jeans, and I've just started one of the sleeves, and then I needed to tie on another ball, and I didn't want to do that, so I cast it on something else, which is my last project that I casted on. Now, this may shock you, but I casted this on only a week ago, and I've already made a lot of progress. You will have seen my thrift haul yarn edition, because that came out a few weeks ago, I think, if I'm remembering my planned release schedule well. This is one of my favorite things Knitwear's cardigan patterns. I can't remember what number it is. I will link the pattern below. I got this red yarn at the thrift store, and I'm making this cardigan out of it. It's 74% mohair. I've divided for the sleeves, and I've started working on the body. I have quite a bit longer to go on the body. What I like so far about this pattern is the raglan increases. I like how that looks. This I would like to finish by, that's probably not possible, Valentine's Day. I'll give it my best go. I don't typically wear red, but my union is in bargaining and we wear red to show solidarity. This is going to be for those days where I need to wear red. And that is the starting off point of all of these projects, and I will update you as I finish them. Today is Thursday, February 6th. We are 6 days into February. I wanted to give you an update on the knitting project I'm working on. I'm knitting pretty well monogamously. I will insert a clip of me trying it on here. When I measured this on my lap, it had reached the body length that the pattern specified for, but now that I've measured it again, I am 2 centimeters away from where I need to be, and measuring it flat is probably more accurate, right? A bit more pattern information. I am making cardigan number 7 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I'm using yarn that I got from the thrift store. This yarn, to be exact, it's a pretty old yarn, and they don't make this anymore. I have a limited amount of yarn, and I don't have the ability to get more. This reaches the top of my trousers when I wear it, and I still have to do 4 centimeters of ribbing. I have a pretty short torso from shoulder to waist, so I feel like this might be a good length. One of these is 25 grams. There's not a lot of wool in one of these balls. This is where I tied on the last ball, right here, and I'm more than halfway done it. I get maybe 5 centimeters of length per ball, and I still have to make the sleeves. I am playing Yarn Chicken a little for this one, which is why I think maybe I'll just keep it at this length and start doing the ribbing now, just to make sure that I have enough yarn. But I also feel that I'm being a little too careful, because how many of these do I have left? There's 8 and a bit balls left, so that's 4 per sleeve, but then I also have to do like the other finishing things like the button placket and collar. It is Saturday, February 8th. Last night I bound off a cardigan body. I did, for the first time, tubular bind off, and that was very exciting. I have a bit of footage of me doing it. It's a little dark because it was nighttime and I don't have super good lighting in my living room. And then I started working on the sleeve, and that's as far as I got. I was a little concerned that it's too short in the back, but I think once I block it, it'll be better. And then also I was concerned about how tight it is on my hips, because this is supposed to have negative ease, but there is still going to be a button placket here. No, this isn't supposed to have negative ease. This is supposed to have positive ease. I am loving how this is turning out. I didn't think that I would like wearing red, but I love it. I have 6 days till Valentine's Day. If I do this sleeve in 2 days and then do the other sleeve in 2 days, then I have 2 days to do the neckline and the button placket. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it in time. I literally have no plans on Valentine's Day. I just want to wear this sweater because it's red, and you should wear red on Valentine's. I feel like I'm making pretty good progress on this. I've used probably half of the yarn that I have for this project, so I'm pretty sure I have enough to do the whole thing. It's very soft and lightweight because it's mohair, and it's very, very warm. I'm excited to add this to my wardrobe. Friday, February the 14th, and I'm here to film an update. On Sunday, February 9th, I finished the first sleeve on the red cardigan, and then on Wednesday, the February 12th, I finished the second sleeve, and then yesterday, the 13th, I did the button placket and the collar as well as the buttons. I didn't film very many updates. Last night, I wet blocked that. It's still on the blocking mat now. The next project I want to complete is the rabbit, because I think that that'll go really fast because it's so small. What's really nice about this is I've put all my project bags beside where I sit in my living room. So it's very cluttered there now. And I finished that cardigan last night, so I was able to put away my double pointed needles, my 6.5 millimeter needles, and my long cord. And it's really nice to tidy things away while I finish projects. I am already dreaming about what I want to cast on, and I'm a little disappointed that I can't cast on a new project right now because of the promise I make to myself to finish these 4 first. That's more incentive to finish these so I can cast on a new project. It is the 16th of February. I did not actually start working on the rabbit, started working on my husband's socks. This is my progress. I just finished knitting the heel flap. Kind of hard to see on the circular needles. But I have a heel flap here. For clarity, this is my first time knitting a pair of socks. I've never done this before, so there's a lot of new techniques for me. I knit the ribbing to be 1¼ inches instead of 1½ and then I added another inch for the body, which you can see more clearly here. Then I did the slip stitch for the heel, which is a new technique for me, and I did not enjoy it very much because you're slipping every other row, and that makes it so that it doesn't grow very much at that point, which already I'm using super small needles, and it just feels like it takes a really long time and it's pretty tedious, and you don't get the dopamine of seeing your progress. It's 36 rows, but it doesn't look like 36 rows from here to here. But I just finished the heel flap, so now I can turn the heel, which I found a blog post that describes how this construction of sock works because it didn't make sense in my brain from the pattern. So I'm going to turn the heel, and then I'll pick up stitches along the flap and work the body of the sock. Looking at it, I'm a little concerned that I made it a little too short for the leg of the sock, and I found that I can't knit continental with this. It's too fiddly, so I knit English style when I work on these. Like an hour later, I tried doing the heel turn and I failed. So I undid it, and I just don't have the patience to learn something new right now. So I'm gonna go on to the sweater and work on the sleeves because that's just stockinette in the round, which suits my mood better. After working on the Gibson blouse sleeve for about 20 minutes, I thought about it and I realized I'm never gonna wear this Gibson blouse, so what's the point in finishing it? So I'm actually gonna frog this. The garment is sheer. I would have to wear things underneath to be able to wear it to work, and I simply would not wear alpaca right next to my skin for at home. If I was to wear garments underneath for work, you would be able to see the garments, and I don't have anything that I think would look good underneath this. It would just be a lot of time and effort put into a garment that I would never wear. And there is a cardigan I want to make out of this yarn instead, which I will talk about in my plan section at the end of this video. For now, I'm going to go back to the new learning experience of turning the heel of my husband's socks. It's the next day. I've successfully turned the heel. I will show that in B-roll here. I think that what I'm struggling with for this project of Finish It February is I'm kind of a monogamous knitter, and when I stop knitting on something, it's because I've lost the motivation to knit on it. I don't feel passionate about it anymore. To motivate myself a little, I've decided that when I finish It February, when I'm done these two projects, I'm gonna get myself a cute little pattern just for fun. I want to make this fish thing. I want to have one hanging beside my bed that holds my earplugs for sleeping. I think that'd be really cute. And then I want one, because there's two versions you can make. There's one where you can make a small one for small things and then a pencil case type version. And I bring a pencil and a pen with me to work, hanging a little fish on the outside of my bag with easy access to my most used utensils will be adorable and functional and cute. That is motivating me to finish these because I can make myself some presents once I'm done these. It's time for an update. I finished the gusset of the sock on Tuesday the 17th, I think. And then I continued working on the toe, which needs to be done. It needs to measure 8½ inches from the back of the heel. So from here to here, I am at about 6 inches, and you see so little progress when working on this. This is like 3 days of work from here to here after the gusset, or that's here to here. This is the end of the gusset. And I was just feeling a little tired of this project. I still want to finish it. I'm just feeling I need the dopamine of a new project. So what I did was I grabbed some cotton yarn from my stash and I made a quick crochet bandana. It only took a couple hours. I used a 5.5mm hook. That's exactly what I needed. I did that yesterday, the 21st, and it is currently blocking, but I just did a basic granny stitch bandana with a picot edging. I did extra picots, but I really like it because it gives it a bit of a lacy look without having to do too small of a hook. And then I felt reinvigorated to continue Finish It February. And so I started the sweater for my rabbit. And this is how it's looking. And what's interesting about this construction is this is the entire width of the sweater. So like this is one side of the back, this is one sleeve, this is the front, this is another sleeve, and this is the other side of the back. I have not yet split for the sleeves. I did less neck ribbing than I did on the first rabbit because I noticed that the ribbing went too high even when I folded over because the rabbit's so small. So I did 2 less rows than was called for. I don't know if I'll be able to finish these socks this February because it's the 22nd today, so there's only 6 days left and it takes me quite a long time to make progress on these socks. My goal is to finish it for my husband's birthday because they're for him. And so I have till the end of March to do that. And I'm going on a work trip at the beginning of March. And so I'm going to bring the socks for that and it'll be my only project. But I am still going to work on them occasionally throughout my other projects. For myself, I don't know if I'm going to do Finish It February again because I've been finding it very stifling. I don't have too many projects going on at one time. Seeing as I started the month with 4 projects, I don't feel that that's an unreasonable amount of projects to have. This being my first time doing Finish It February, it's probably also my last time doing Finish It February. I hope that this video has been interesting. It's been kind of difficult to film. Typically when I'm knitting or crocheting, I'm not in a state where I want people to see me because that's my rest time, that's my unwind time, so I've really only just been giving updates. I find these type of videos interesting to watch myself when I'm knitting because it gives me inspiration. I hope that this scratches that itch in you as well. I hope the lighting's okay. It is March 1st, so February is over. This is my last update. I think on Sunday I finished the other rabbit. I'll put some footage here of that process. I think first I knit the sweater just so that I would have that out of the way. Then I attached the eyes, added wire to the ears, and made the limbs with wire in them and put it all together. It's adorable. I put my rabbit and my husband's rabbit up in the window in the living room and it's just really cute and I love seeing it there. It's adorable. And it makes me happy. It makes me want to make more decorations to fill up my living room that are handmade. So now after I finished the rabbits, I bought that Ribka pouch that I was talking about earlier and I just have not stopped making them. I've knit up 5 so far and I am not done. I'm going to make more. These are the 2 ones that I have knit up completely. They just need to be blocked, or sorry, they just need to be put together. They are blocked. And this is what it looks like before blocking. You can see all the sides are curling. And then I have 2 sets blocking in my basement and I am in the process of knitting a 6th one. It's used up a lot of my smaller bits of yarn. I think it's a perfect stash busting project. I'm going to give some of these fish, I'm going to mail one to my nephew and one to my niece, and then I'm going to give one to my husband, have one for my earplugs, have one for my pencil and my pen, and then a few more just as gifts for whenever I feel like I need to give a gift to someone. After that, I plan to work on making the shell pouch by the same person, and I'm really excited about that too. I'm going to be absolutely adorable. Now I'm going to be talking about my knitting plans for spring. I'll try to keep this minimal because there's so many things I want to make and the list gets longer every day. I've been excited about this for quite a while, but I was doing Finish It February. This is yarn that I unraveled from a sweater I got from the thrift store. It's an alpaca blend. This is yarn that I got at a different thrift store and I want to hold them together, which will make DK or worsted, I'm not sure. And I want to make Florence's step-by-step cardigan, but not as baggy as she makes it. I want it to be relatively fitted. I think that these 2 colors go nicely together. I think that the color is perfect for spring. After I make socks for my husband, I promised my coworker I'd make her some socks because she keeps giving me yarn for free. So I have this yarn that I got at the thrift store a few years ago. It's 90% wool and 10% nylon, which I believe is a sock yarn. And I'm going to make Florence's petal socks with this. That's another free pattern and I think it'll look nice in this soft gray color. I have a lot of this alpaca wool in blue. This is the same yarn that I used in that blouse that I decided not to finish, the Gibson blouse. I have a few options for this. I'm interested in making the lace cardigan by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I'll have a photo here because I already have that pattern. I'm just not sure if I want to do it in blue or green because I have both. I guess it's just what I feel like using in the moment, blue or green. I was thinking about making a ranunculus blouse because I've been seeing that pattern for a few years now and I really like how it looks with the lace work here. I think it would be nice to have one of the sheer ones with a lace weight yarn because that would make it a really nice layering piece for these transition seasons like spring and fall. This year, or this spring, I also plan to dip my toe in to summer knitting. I have this lovely blue cotton and there is a blouse pattern that I am interested in trying to make with this. This is a fingering weight cotton. I want to make the fleur tee, which is like a lace, all over lace t-shirt with kind of a boxy fit. I think that this would look very nice in that pattern and I have enough of this yarn for that. So that's the plan for this light blue yarn. This green yarn, I want to make the Calm Down tee. I can't remember who it's by, but I'll put it up here. I may end up just making 2 fleur tees. I'm not sure yet about the second t-shirt I want to make. I like the Calm Down tee. I'm not sure if I actually want to make that one. There's another one I want to make. I'll put a photo here. I can't remember what it's called, but it uses a bigger needle and it has like a rib pattern and raglan increases and a higher neckline, and I think that would be really cute for a t-shirt as well, and this could look nice for that. I just want to have some basic t-shirts in my wardrobe that I've made myself, and so that's why I want to make these. Then I have a black and this pearl gray here that I want to make a t-shirt out of. I want this t-shirt to be striped. I don't know what pattern I'm going to use for that yet, but that's a dream of mine, as well as just one out of this pearl gray by itself because I just want some basics in my wardrobe. I wear green a lot, I wear blue a lot, and then they say you should have a white t-shirt, but I think this pearl gray is nicer for me. I don't want to wear stark white. I can't remember if I got enough of this black to also make a black t-shirt. I may have. That's my knitting plans for the foreseeable future, and that's the end of my Finish It February. I hope you enjoyed this video and it inspired you to finish your projects, but also to go easy on yourself and not make your crafting time stressful. It's supposed to be fun. Don't make it hard for yourself to enjoy yourself. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.